You ever have a night where everything you thought was solid in your life snaps in two, right in front of the whole neighborhood under flashing blue and red lights? Yeah, that happened to me. The pine trees around my lake cabin were glowing like Christmas under the sheriff's SUV headlights, the whole place stinking of rain, wet wood, and something like trouble. And there she was, Karen Whitfield, the HOA queen herself, standing in my driveway with her arms crossed, phone gripped like a trophy, that smirk on her face, just screaming, "I got him now." For a second, it almost felt like the start of a bad TV episode, except I was the star and I had no script. Two deputies got out first, their boots squishing in the mud, and then Sheriff Daniels, who looked like he'd rather be anywhere else. Karen pointed straight at me, shrieking, "That man broke into this cabin. He doesn't live here. Arrest him." Daniels didn't even blink, just walked right past her, glanced at my license, checked his tablet, and, God bless him, let out this half smile. "Welcome back, Mr. Miller," he said real loud so every nosy neighbor peering through their curtains could hear. "You're on your own property. You're good." I swear Karen's face dropped so hard it could have cracked the driveway. She stammered, looking back and forth between me, the sheriff, and my open cabin door, like the universe itself had just switched sides on her. But in neighborhoods like this, nothing's ever just over. A truck engine grumbled at the end of the block, metal clanking as a tow cable hit the pavement, and I knew Karen wasn't done. But let me back up a sec. See, I wasn't new here. I'd saved for years to buy that cabin under the pines, working double shifts at the firehouse, selling an old truck, doing odd jobs, whatever it took. My cabin wasn't fancy, just honest. I sanded the porch boards myself. There's a tin duck my mom gave me nailed to the front post. It wiggles when the wind's up, tapping out this rhythm I'd gotten used to. The lake's just past a line of wildflowers and some stones I laid by hand. I wanted peace, not a fight. That's why I always helped out stacked wood for old folks fixed. Mr. Jenkins's porch steps, returned lost dogs, the whole thing. I tried to live quiet, kind, and boring, because in a place run by an HOA, boring is safer than bold. But every HOA's got a Karen. Ours was just more relentless. Not young, not old, just the kind of person who collects power like other folks collect stamps. Clipboard tape measure whistle, always ready to tell you where to park, when to mow, even how loud your laughter could be near the water. Yeah, she really once told a kid to keep it down. Said sound carries on the lake. I kept being nice, brought her gloves at cleanup, tried to kill her with kindness. It didn't work, but I figured, hey, at least I tried. Anyway, I'd planned a week at the cabin to fish and fix the dock, but life had other plans. On day 2, a storm blew in hard, and I got a message from Mr. Jenkins' sprinkler flood on Elm HOA, says it's your line. I don't even have a line on Elm, but whatever. Then my mom texted her doctor wanted to see her sooner. "Don't worry, Jake," she wrote. I worry anyway. The rain slapped my windows, thunder shaking the cabin. I packed up, locked everything down, and headed out a day early just as the storm broke. When I got back, the HOA gate was open, but now sported a sad little work zone sign, obviously homemade. Drove slow, waved at the regulars. Some waved, some just stared. But right as I turned onto Pine Lane, Karen popped out from a hedge like she'd been waiting for me all day. "You can't be here yet," she snapped. "Your vacation ends tomorrow," I said. Evening. Karen rolled down my window, kept my voice even. "Came back early. That's not how it works." She scowled, scribbling on her clipboard. "We'll see." Next thing I know, she's dialing the HOA eyes on me like she's making a citizen's arrest. Whatever. I parked in my own driveway, stretched to let that pine air fill my lungs, and went to unlock my door. That's when Karen's voice cut through the dusk. "Stop. Do not enter that property." She was already on the phone with 911, yelling about a break-in at 27 Pine Lane, my cabin. For a second, I almost laughed, but instead I stepped inside, letting the cool, cedar-scented air calm me down. That cabin, pictures of my mom, the lamp my granddad made, all those quiet memories, they meant something to me. I whispered, I'll get you to that appointment, Mom, right before I heard the sirens. Sheriff's deputies are always polite when you meet them halfway. I kept my hands visible, greeted them calm as you please. Showed my ID and the deed. Karen tried again. He's trespassing. He's not on the schedule. Daniels pulled up, remembered me from the food drive last Thanksgiving, checked the records, then told Karen, schedules don't trump deeds. She blinked, her brain short-circuiting. But the schedule? No crime here, the sheriff said, steady as stone. Karen's face crumpled. For a moment, I almost pitied her. People who cling to rules like that are usually just scared of something breaking. Karen, I offered, if you still need help with that sprinkler line, I got PVC in the shed. She stared. Not sure what to do with kindness, muttered. We have it handled. That should have been the end. But then that tow truck rolled up, engine roaring. Got a removal order for a gray Ford and boat 27 Pine Lane. Karen puffed up. Yes, that's correct. Proceed. Sheriff Daniels shut it down quick. No one is towing anything tonight. The driver looked at Karen, then at the sheriff, caught between a paycheck and a badge. Neighbors started gathering, kids on bikes, folks in pajamas. Natalie, the night nurse, asked if I was okay. Yes, ma'am. Thank you. Little kindnesses I thought were the glue holding this town together. But the drama wasn't over. The tow driver got orders from a voice on his radio. Complete the tow. His hand shook as he hooked the cable to my boat. Sheriff Daniels moved fast. Stop! But it was too late. The steel line snapped like a whip. The boat lurched forward. Karen shrieked as the broken cable sliced her clipboard in two papers, fluttering like startled birds. Panic. Neighbors screaming, deputies shoving folks back, the tow driver looking ready to faint. Karen tried to recover, blaming my boat for being a danger. The sheriff wasn't having it. You almost got people killed, he thundered, and ordered the tow driver off the property. That's when Howard Blake, HOA president, strode up smooth as oil in a blazer and silver pin. This has gone far enough, he announced, his eyes flicking between me, Karen, and the sheriff. If Mr. Miller thinks ownership exempts him, he should prepare to face the board. The sheriff fired back. This isn't about rules. This is about safety and law. Tension thick as swamp fog. But then headlights deeper growl. A black SUV crept up, tinted windows, engine rumbling. The window slid down. A voice called out, cold and calm. Looks like this neighborhood needs a reminder who makes the rules. The crowd froze. Even Karen shut up mid-rant. Mr. Miller, the man drawled my name, rolling out like a dare. You think your deed protects you? Out here order is stronger than paper. Karen, emboldened, started yapping, but the man silenced her with a word. Even Blake looked nervous. Sheriff Daniels demanded a name. Blake announced Vincent Crane, property developer, our HOA's strongest ally. The name rippled through the crowd. Crane, the guy who wanted luxury condos and marinas on our lake. He leaned out the window, gold watch, gleaming eyes cold. Sell me the cabin, Miller, before more trouble finds you. My gut turned. Daniels warned him off, but Crane laughed, talking about how he funded the town's programs. Natalie yelled, Money doesn't give you the right to bully us. Mr. Jenkins, leaning on his cane, thundered, This lake'll outlast you. Karen and your clipboards, too. Things got heated. The crowd split, neighbors shouting, the sheriff forced order. Crane threatened, Think about my offer. Next time I won't ask. And just as his SUV faded into the darkness, sirens wailed again, only this time from the lake. The boathouse, someone yelled. Flames shot into the night, lighting up the water. The boathouse, our town's heartbeat. Kids learned to fish. Their families kept kayaks. We held BBQs every summer. We all ran. Old firefighter instincts kicked in. I grabbed a hose. Natalie got the kids clear. Mr. Jenkins limped forward with a bucket. Neighbors formed a line battling the fire, but my mind raced. This was no accident. Through the smoke, I saw a shadow dart by the pines. Gasoline streaks gleamed on the dock. This was arson, no doubt. The crowd turned on each other, suspicion everywhere. Karen screamed, "Don't blame me," but Blake was already glancing toward the trees. Sheriff Daniels held up a gas can, same as the fire, same as the mess tonight. Then a scream cut the air from my cabin. "There's someone inside." Neighbors froze, deputies ran. I sprinted up the path. The door was open. Lights flickered, shadows moved inside. The sheriff moved in with his gun drawn, and there Karen, her arm twisted behind her by a man in a hoodie. Crowbar in hand, papers all over the floor. My granddad's photo, shattered mud everywhere. "Drop it," Daniels barked. The man yanked Karen close, eyes wild, sweat pouring. "Nobody moves," he snarled. "The man wasn't here for cash. He wanted my papers, my deed." "Who sent you?" Daniels pressed. "You already know," he spat, glaring at me. "Crane." It all fit. In the chaos, Karen was shoved free. The man dove out the window and into the dark woods. Minutes later, a deputy found a gas-soaked rag caught in a branch, same as the fire, same as the attack. And then on my truck, spray-painted in black, 3 words, "Get out now." The crowd gasped fear everywhere. Karen was pale, clutching her chest. Blake tried to spin it as a reason for stronger HOA enforcement. I shot back, "This is intimidation, not order." The sheriff stepped in furious. "If I find out anyone's involved, I'll haul you in myself." Just then, the radio crackled a second fire at my mom's house. My stomach dropped. I bolted, Daniels grabbing my arm, warning me it was a trap. He was right, but my mom was in danger. We raced through the woods, patrol lights flashing. When we got to Maple Drive, my mom's house was already burning, neighbors battling the blaze. I found her safe, coughing in the yard. Relief like I've never felt, I pulled her close, swearing I wouldn't let anyone hurt us. The sheriff found another gas can. This was all coordinated, all part of Crane's push to break me. Then, as the smoke still curled from the ruins, Crane rolled up in his SUV, cool as ever, gloating about progress and accidents. Daniels wasn't having it. He produced the gas-soaked cloth, announced the arrest, and the deputies cuffed Crane on the spot. Blake tried to slip away, but they grabbed him too. The neighbors cheered, some cried, and for the first time all night I felt hope. "My cabin's battered, my mom's house is scarred, but we're still here." Daniels clapped me on the shoulder. "You fought for your home with kindness. Don't lose that." Neighbors gathered around, battered but together. And as the sheriff's cruiser rolled away with Crane and Blake in the back, I stood in the smoky dawn and knew I wasn't beaten. Not by fires, threats, or men with too much money. This night we learned money can't buy backbone or unity. Not here, not now, not ever. So where are you watching from? Would you have fought back or cut your losses and run? Drop your thoughts below. Let's hear about your HOA nightmares or what you'd do if someone tried to burn you out. Because at the end of the day, justice is something you stand up for, even if your knees are shaking.